the 2K Sports pregame show, presented by Kia.
This is the NBA on 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson, happy to be here with my friends, and I mean that, my buddies, my pals, Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Tonight, it'll be the San Antonio Spurs up against the Clippers in Los Angeles. Well, for the Clippers, they've gone 4-1 over the last 5, playing pretty well, and they're looking to build on that tonight. Oh, we get to check out Kawhi Leonard in this one. Hard to believe he was once known solely for his defense. He's made huge strides on the offensive end.
And those huge strides, Ernie, on the offensive end has made him an MVP candidate. I'll tell you, it's great efficiency, great defense, two-way player, as they say now, which when Shaq was in the league, everyone was a two-way player, but two-way player right now.
I don't believe you and Ernie both disrespected this guy. If you're going to say his name.
I never disrespected.
If you're going to say his name, say it right. Sugar Kate Leonard, three-point shot went from good to great. That's just one of his ways he's developed his offensive game.
What, when, and Kawhi.
So now saying a guy's name correctly, Kawhi Leonard, is disrespecting him?
You got to give him the whole name. Like Ernie the Man Johnson.
Oh, the man.
Kenny the Jet Smith.
I agree with that.
Shaquille the real deal, eats cereal with 3 meal O'Neal.
You know what? I kind of like what Brent Bones Berry has had to say about
What's that?
Kawhi Leonard. That when he's on you, you're on the Kawaiian Island.
Boo.com
I like that too.
Don't you ever say that. That's terrible.
That.
Stop it.
I like Sugar
That's
K.
terrible.
I like
terrible.
Kawhi.
He's one of our colleagues, and you're killing him.
Kawhi, would you even think that's something funny?
Why would you think that happened?
Yeah.
No.
My. All right, whatever. Kevin Harlan.
Why are we here?
Why are we here?
Just give me one more to give me some more. I wish I wasn't wrong. Could we just stay here and let the time pass? I'll write it in the song. I want you.
We are live at the Staples Center for a Western Conference contest with the Los Angeles Clippers here in L.A. This is Kevin Harlan along with Greg Anthony and Brent Berry. David Aldridge will be reporting from the sidelines. And it's another road game for the Spurs. They've been playing very well lately. It's been 4 wins for them in their last 5 games.
And they've cemented their status over the course of this season as one of the truly elite teams in the NBA. They've done everything we've expected of them.
Well, their expectations have been high, and their level of play has matched those. They've been tearing it up.
With the All-Star break over, Brent, you can see teams start to hone in and get ready for what should be an exciting finish to the season.
Well, you can look at your little pocket calendar, Kevin, and you can see that you've been able to tear off most of the months. You've got 30 games to go. Yeah. The finish line is there, and all of a sudden you're in a position to do something great and get your team into the postseason. This starts to get exciting.
We always sense it, don't we, when we watch these games. Last part of the season, always you can tell the screws have been tight.
Yeah, there's definitely an uptick in the concentration level of most of the NBA teams who are going to see postseason action.
All right, let's set the floor. Courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. On the court for San Antonio. Parker and Green, the tried and tested backcourt. Leonard and Aldridge, the 2 stars at the 3 and the 4. And it's Dedmon in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Rivers. It's rebounded by Aldridge. Looking at the last game for San Antonio, it was a win against the Magic in Orlando.
And Kevin, you know, they showed how important it is to have a strong bench. I mean, when you are on the road, that depth is vital. I think they really utilized the second unit to extend their offensive assault and just really wore down their opponent.
Absolutely no drop-off offensively with the second unit on the floor. Their bench was a huge catalyst for them to get that win.
Now Rivers, following the three-point attempt by Tony Parker. Jordan the screen. Rivers kicks to Redick. A three ball. And no good. And San Antonio will go the other way with it. Green kicks to Parker. Dedmon passes to Green. Out to the right wing. And Aldridge gets it to go on the assist from Green.
And this is where all the years of experience come into play. Aldridge didn't enter the league with a great catch-and-shoot game, but he sure developed it.
Rivers dishes to Griffin. Shoots from the elbow. Marcus Aldridge grabs the miss.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Parker kicks to Leonard. Misses off the right iron.
Yeah, a bit of a tough start here at 1 for 4.
Now we'll go to David Aldridge, who had a chance to talk with head coach Greg Popovich.
Well, Kevin, he expects their interior defense to be airtight. He said rim protection is something we really do well. Our ability to contest shots allows us to become more aggressive on the perimeter. Makes it a win-win. We'll see if all of that holds up for them tonight. Back to you.
Okay, Dave, thanks. So defense, it looks like, coming first for them today.
That's their identity. That's what they're all about. Their defense is really what sparks them.
Yeah, and I think they're going to have to take some chances here. Steals and blocks, anything that could spark a run for them on the other end.
Now here's Rivers. He's coming off a 19-point game against the Warriors in Oakland. And he's good on the three ball.
Oh, a good open look, and he sprays it home from 3.
Spurs trail by 5. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
And they need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Leonard, that's for 2. And he gets the friendly spin, and that one drops.
And herein lies the problem with trying to defend Leonard, his versatility. You take one thing away, he hurts you with another.
Here's Griffin, and a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. That's on LaMarcus Aldridge.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force them to the line.
And when you look at the Spurs, it's about the offensive philosophy in terms of ball movement. You look at the numbers, players shoot much more efficiently off of the catch than they do with the dribble. The Spurs exemplify the good to great in ball movement.
That's good from Blake Griffin. And the Spurs offense, just beautiful basketball. They call it good to great. You pass up a good shot to set up your teammate with a great shot.
Well, I think what they do well, Kevin, is always explore what it is they can get to first. If it happens in the first 6 seconds, they'll take advantage of you. And if they don't, they'll get into the half court, run multiple pick and rolls, and every time somebody needs an outlet, there's a guy in the right spot to bail you out on the possession. It's often beautiful to watch.
Now here's Parker. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. The feed to Aldridge. 11 feet away. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Warriors.
Yeah, not a very inspired performance for them, particularly when they were defending. They just gave that hostile crowd plenty to cheer for.
Well, you step onto somebody else's hardwood, that's when you got to bring your best effort defensively. Far from it tonight from them. Instead, it turned into a shooting gallery.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Clippers will retain possession. Pick by Griffin. There's the pick. Jordan the pass to Felton. Another shot.
You know, the most outstanding quality for Aldridge defensively is his versatility. He's one of those rare bigs who can guard equally inside and out on the perimeter.
Parker kicks to Green. Stolen by Rivers. And the wide open shot from Redick. Goes back up. Griffin's shot is off.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
Leonard against Redick. Leonard kicks to Aldridge. Count that one. Aldridge has got his second bucket of the game to go.
And don't look now. If there's anything Leonard could improve upon, it's getting his teammates more involved. Exhibit A, that assist.
They set the pick. Felton dishes to Griffin. Jordan sets the pick for Griffin. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. Chance now to take a look at the steal numbers over the last couple months. The scope of that for him.
I feel like he hasn't been paying as much attention to the defensive aspect of the game as he needs to. His steals have dropped over the past few months, and he needs to get back some of that fire on D.
That's good from Blake Griffin.
And Greg Popovich of the Spurs, a 3-time Coach of the Year, could have been many more times, and you can count the rings. No question, when it's all said and done, he'll be in the Hall of Fame and in the pantheon of legendary coaches.
The Spurs making a switch here. Lee's checked in. He hits both from the stripe. And you think about Popovich retiring, he said he didn't think he'd finish out the entirety of his 5-year contract, which runs through 2019.
Yeah, we'll find out. I know Pop has always told the story that when Tim Duncan finishes his playing career, that Pop would finish his as well, because he doesn't want to suffer the consequences of not coaching Tim Duncan. But the Spurs have done a great job of restocking their team with LaMarcus Aldridge and the evolution of Kawhi Leonard. And maybe the old fellow will stick around a little bit more.
Here's Rivers. Kawhi Leonard making his last shot. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle on a lot of contact there.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
The Clippers shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
And they've been ordinary on the season as well, just about 75% from the line.
2 shots.
And he makes the first. While the Clippers have had this Chris Paul and Blake Griffin core for a while now, it has certainly proven to be an exciting pairing. They haven't made the deep playoff run that they had hoped they would make.
Yeah, and although fans might want more, you have to remember where this franchise was before Griffin and Paul. They still have a few years to take this team even further. Unfortunately, they have been up against a stacked Western Conference.
Spurs trail by 5. Parker passes to Leonard. 9 feet out. Another one falls for San Antonio. And the Clippers decide to take their first timeout here.
Guard it.
Jamal Crawford, he's checked in for Raymond Felton. Well, most coaches will tell you, you need scoring in the paint to be successful. And here are some big men around the league that have been providing plenty of that over the last month. 4th, Blake Griffin.
That's as scary a collection of big men as you'd want to see. I mean, game planning for any of them is a challenge because you know how much defensive attention you're going to have to devote to them.
Well, you're building a team, the foundation starts here. Big men who can dominate a game offensively in the low post. Every franchise would like to have one, and this is the cream of the crop.
And guarding him on the perimeter isn't a priority for them right now, but if this continues, it will be.
Parker outside. Pass to Leonard. He kicks it to Dedmon. Clock at 4. You know, Brent, every player is forced to figure out what they want to do when their career comes to a close. How did you choose to join us here in broadcasting, and how has that transition been for you?
Well, I'm a big video game player, Kevin, so here I am.
Good.
Thanks a lot.
And you're a good one.
I love to play, and now I got boys that do the same thing, so it's one big happy circle.
And plus, it's kind of like brushing up on the league, too, because there's so many stories and the way players play. A lot of things kind of develop in your mind, I'm sure, as you watch and play.
If I can be serious for a moment, Kevin, my dad was a broadcaster for quite some time, and I always felt like after my playing career, I might have an opportunity to do the same. And here I am, very fortunate to continue to talk about the game I love.
The Berries are blessed with beautiful voices.
And that's alliteration.
And here's Rivers. He's got 5. The shot by Redick, no good.
No, if you're going to go set a pick, you really have to be committed to it. He simply did not do a good enough job to get his teammate open.
Clippers leading by 5. Jordan the screen. Rivers kicks to Jordan. It's blocked, and it's going to be out of bounds. The Clippers will retain possession. And Los Angeles with some changes. Spates comes in for DeAndre Jordan, and it's Johnson in for J.J. Redick. Bertanis, he's checked in for San Antonio. Off the pick, Johnson. And so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot 2.
Coach Pop often talks about the value of corporate knowledge, the procedures and shared philosophies that guide his basketball teams year after year. They're actually compiling a database called the Spurs Way to make sure that knowledge is passed down over time.
And you think of the incredible success, Brent, the Spurs have enjoyed. You know it firsthand. You'd love to look at that written record for the Spurs and see that recipe.
Well, as much as there's X's and O's that go on in between the lines for the San Antonio Spurs, it's just very hard to duplicate or emulate what it is that the Spurs have been able to find in terms of the character of their team. That's what many franchises right now, Kevin, I don't think have a great handle on.
Kyle Anderson, he's checked in for the Spurs. And he can't hit the second.
Yeah, a lot of whistles here early, as well as foul trouble starting to be an issue.
And Mills kicks to Lee. And the pass to Bertens. There's the dish to Ginobili. Knocks down the 3 ball. Ginobili's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
Okay, Lefty, I see you. Vintage Ginobili there.
Crawford kicks to Spates. Pass to Rivers. Crawford outside. Passes it to Rivers. A 3-pointer off the mark.
Shocking he blew that opportunity, guys. 9 times out of 10, that is an easy make.
Pass to Bertens. Lee outside. Ginobili outside. They set the pick. Pick by Lee. The 3 from Mills. It's up and it's off the mark. He's 0 for 1. Rivers with it. He has 5. From deep, Johnson. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt. Spurs trail by 5. And Mills kicks to Lee. Feeds to Mills. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. And stolen by Spates. Here's Rivers. Lays it in off the breakaway. Rivers has got 7.
He's getting anything he wants out there. He has this look in his eyes that says, nobody's going to stop me, not tonight.
Bertinez passes to Ginobili. Puts it up from 15. They grab their own miss. Spates with the block. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Spates. Screen by Lee. Kicks to Mills. There's the pass to Bertens. Here's Mills. He had 13 points in the win against Orlando.
Felt like he was just a wizard in that one, guys. Some of those passes were absolutely magical. It was fun to watch.
And they've done a nice job controlling the defensive backboard to start this game.
Rivers kicks to Crawford. The Clippers keep it alive. No good from Spates.
And they have a narrow edge here in rebounding early on, and you wonder what kind of a role that's going to play moving forward.
Now here's Anderson. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. Here's Lee. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. And the athleticism of this game will always take your breath away. I've always said that, one of the best things about it, but the mental aspect, that is something always to keep track of.
Well, I just love the fact that guys can come consistently with that kind of approach, Kevin. If you're not as talented as the guy across from you, what's your advantage? You have to use your intellect. You have to find ways around those skill sets. You have to be a position player. You have to be in the right place at the right time. And trust me, there are many coaches around the league who seek out those kind of guys to fill out their rosters because they know consistently what they're going to get.
They can't make the second free throw either, missing both. Clippers leading by 7. Dishes it to Crawford. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed. Crawford's got 5.
Yeah, another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively here so far.
Now here's Ginobili. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game. Lee gets the bucket.
Well, you can't give him that kind of a position in the post.
Absolutely not. Bottom line is the D has to do everything it can to prevent him from getting that deep.
Spates against Lee. Jumper off the screen. Spates missing again. Spurs trail by 7. And there's the feed to Mills. Back to Anderson. Baamute with the steal. Rivers dishes to Crawford. That shot off, and the Spurs going the other way now. Last time they came together was in Los Angeles, where they fell to the Clippers.
Yeah, and their last time playing against this club, they fell short. A lot of cheap fouls really plagued their starting unit.
But I'm sure they learned their lesson from that game. They know they can't afford to have their first unit unavailable when the game is at critical junctures this time around.
And a big height advantage right there.
And sometimes it's not just the height, it's the flow in the shooting motion. Extremely effective from the mid-range.
Now here's Mills. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. He dishes it to Anderson. Lee outside. 6 to shoot. Crawford against Ginobili. Releases from the wing and drills it. Ginobili's got his second basket.
Undeterred with a hand in his face, Ginobili's been taking advantage of that kind of defense for a long time.
Spates sets a screen, and Baamute the pass to Crawford. Shoots, and it comes off the front of the rim.
Well, he really T-Rexed that one, guys, short-arming it. He should have taken more time to make sure he was comfortable shooting it.
Cans it from downtown. And so the first quarter is in the books. The Clippers on top, up 4. And we'll be back with you for the start of the second quarter when we return. And J.J. Redick, a focal point in his tenure with the Duke Blue Devils, both offensively and as a lightning rod for fans.
I think I'll forever be associated with Duke and Duke basketball. And obviously that's a polarizing topic for some people. They like me, some people don't like me. But I take a lot of pride in the fact that I went to school there, I got to play there, and I graduated from Duke.
There's no doubt that he is Mr. Duke, J.J. Redick, and it's hard to argue with that school's incredible success, Greg, whether you like him or not. And I know you've had a first-hand view of Duke a couple times.
And listen, I have the utmost respect for J.J. and Coach K and what they've done there. And listen, you could be known for a lot worse things in your life and haven't gone to a lot worse places. But I think for him, it's not about where he's been, Kevin. I think it's about where he's going and what's going to be the next chapter in his career.
All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Clippers?
I just think that from an intensity standpoint, their defense has really been the key. It's been the catalyst as they've been able to disrupt their opponent's offense.
Relentless ball pressure, jumping into the passing lanes. They're just forcing them into ridiculous mistakes.
The dunkers, Griffin and Jordan, are the bigs. Felton is out there with J.J. Redick, and it's Pierce in at the 3 side. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Clippers.
They're scoring boatloads of buckets. It's raining buckets from inside.
The Clippers have gone 6 of 8 from the free throw line tonight. And Griffin no good on that one. Spurs trail by 6.
Well, coming into the league, Kawhi Leonard was not a perimeter shooter, but he's developed into one of the league's finest. No longer a spot-up threat, though. He can create some offense on the block, able to handle the ball and bully smaller players with that massive frame at 230, just moving defenders around.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, LaMarcus Aldridge has overcome a lot. As a child, his home life was not easy, and he was born with a heart condition. In fact, shortly after he was born, his heart stopped, and he had to be resuscitated. But Kevin, he said, I wouldn't take back any pain that I've endured on or off the court because it's made me who I am. And Kevin, that's a story all of us can be inspired by.
Thank you, D.A. Here's Griffin. Good on the bucket. And Brent, you look at the growing offensive role for Kawhi Leonard. For as many touches as he gets, he hardly ever turns the ball over.
Well, have you seen his hands, Kevin? How would you get the ball away from those things? You just don't find players who can score in isolation, space the floor, and protect the ball as well as he does.
Dwayne Dedmon's checked in for LaMarcus Aldridge.
One shot.
A free throw drops for Griffin. And you look at the value of outside shooting, Brent, in today's game, never greater, but do you think the players themselves are getting better, more skilled at long-range shooting?
I do think that you're seeing some improvement. What's interesting is how many coaches are asking their big men to step outside and how much it's changed some of their games. One of the players I look at in his first few years was Al Horford, who shot very few three-pointers, gotten close to attempting about 100+ every year for the last 3 years. So guys are getting better. They're being asked to do more, and if they're diligent with their practice, they absolutely can see that kind of improvement.
Like an Anthony Davis picking one thing in the offseason to work on, but it makes him that much more versatile a player with New Orleans.
And then all of a sudden you open up Pandora's box with what it is a coach can do when your player can go out and show that kind of skill. It becomes an unlimited playset.
Absolutely. Good point. And here we can check out the breakdown of rebounds tonight between the front court and the back court for the Spurs.
And it's been the bigs doing most of the work on the glass, and really no surprise there. That's what you pay those guys for, to control that paint and haul in those misses.
And the first one drops. And both free throws good for a lead. And here in the second quarter of action with a hair under 2.5 minutes played so far. Parker against Felton. Picked by Griffin. To the middle. Bank shot. No good. Spurs trail by 5. Nobody near Leonard. The three-pointer off the mark.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
And Reddick kicks to Felton. Griffin a screen on Parker. No one near Felton as he lets it go. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. The Spurs have gone 2 of 6 from the field in the second quarter so far. The dish to Parker. It's deflected and stolen by Jordan. Pierce the pass to Felton. And in the second quarter, a little under 3.5 minutes played already. Jordan's shot is off. San Antonio's gone 0 of 3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter. And now the Clippers on the break. And DeAndre Jordan throws it down.
Well, they weren't going to pass up that chance to get out and run following the steal.
Parker kicks to Leonard. Back to Parker. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist.
And when you give Parker room to work his magic down inside, he knows how to finish with style.
Felton kicks to Jordan. He feeds it to Reddick. Griffin dishes to Reddick. Lays it in without an inch of room around him. And the Clippers lead by 7.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Parker kicks to Leonard. Shot from 12. That one rolling around and rims out. Clippers have gone 5 of 11 from the field since the beginning of the second quarter. Outside, Felton. Back to Pierce. For the 3. They get the rebound. He can't get that one to fall.
Yeah, it's tough. His shot's been off today. Luckily, his team still has the edge in the game so far.
Los Angeles leading by 7. Here's Reddick. That's good on the jump shot. Reddick's got 4 points now in the quarter. And so it's San Antonio with it. They really want to find that igniter here.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Parker kicks to Leonard, launches it, makes the shot. Basket number 4 this game, brings him up to 4 for 9.
Yeah, and that's what you want from your point guard. Parker distributing the ball wonderfully on that possession.
And now in transition is Parker. Here we go. And there's the basket. Whistle blows and a chance for a three-point play. Going to the line for 1.
That's a quick bucket there. Solid in transition.
That's how you draw it up. Each guy doing his part. Beautiful fast break.
And you have to like what Danny Green, Brent, brings to the table defensively. Long arms. Very quick for his size. And he can defend 1 through 3.
Well, that's a pretty good tandem if you're suiting up next to Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi takes the stronger guy, and Danny Green usually goes to the quickness defensively. And Green also a strong defensive rebounder and one of the better perimeter shot blockers in the game.
Now here's Green. Following the miss by DeAndre Jordan. Dedmon kicks to Parker. Lee against Griffin. Taken away by Felton. From downtown, David Lee comes up with the rebound. Lee's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Outside, Felton. Left side, Reddick. Shot clock at 6. Shoots. They get a hand on it.
Terrific defense. They definitely read the scouting report on this guy and could not have played him more perfectly there.
Leonard against Pierce. And it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. He'll shoot one more at the free throw line.
That's the power and strength he brings. Kawhi able to absorb the contact. I'm not even sure he felt it and still knocks it down.
A platoon swap here for the Clippers. The Spurs also changing it up. Bertanis, he's checked in for Lee. Ginobili comes in for Daniel Green. That's Mills in for Parker. And you ask Greg Popovich's coach, he says he's never coached a player who improved as rapidly as Kawhi Leonard.
And that's saying a lot. Remember, Tim Duncan won the Finals MVP in his second season playing alongside David Robinson. But by all accounts, Kawhi is just a tireless worker. You know, while he was at San Diego State, Kevin, he brought 2 lamps from home to the gymnasium because they wouldn't turn on the lights early enough for him to get his workouts in. Now, that's what I call a gym rat.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game.
Well, they've been turning that ball over way too much, and they really need to address this if they want to win this game. Huddle up, boys.
Anderson, he's checked in for the Spurs. And now a chance to go to the real stats, real scores from the real NBA to see the leading three-point shooting teams in the NBA. Number 1, the Spurs. 4th, the Clippers.
And the shooting display both these teams have put on this season has been remarkable. I mean, there are just three-point shooters all over the floor.
Spurs trail by 4. Passes it to Bertans. Ginobili right side. Crawford with the steal. And it's good off the back rim and in. Crawford's got 7 points in the game.
To leave a guy like that wide open from range, big mix-up.
Pass to Bertans. There's the pick. Anderson the screen. Nice shot by Ginobili.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Now Rivers. He's got 7. Spates sets a screen. There's Crawford with the 3. San Antonio with the rebound. Dedmon's got 4 rebounds now tonight.
Yeah, thought process was after he hit that first 3, he'd be in great shape, but he looks way off right now.
Rivers kicks to Johnson. Wide open shot is on the money. Johnson's got his second bucket tonight. Spurs trail by 5. Pass to Anderson. Ginobili against Crawford. Here's Dedmon. He kicks it to Mills. Shot clock at 5. There's the 3. Mbamute pulls it in. Clippers leading by 5. Deep 2 from Crawford. Again, Los Angeles. Spurs have gone 7 of 14 in the second quarter, shooting to the tune of 50%. Ginobili kicks to Anderson. And there's the 3-second violation. Already it's February. Hard to believe. Let's see how the West is matching up. You look at San Antonio. Right now they've acquired the second-best record in the conference. And, of course, the Clippers, a couple spots below.
Yeah, and I think the Clippers, they've fulfilled a lot of the promise they showed coming into the season. But they just haven't taken that next leap forward so many thought they might.
They still had enough players take positive steps forward to call this season a success. Maybe they're not at the top of the standings where they'd hope they'd be, but they're in really good position in terms of the playoff picture.
Here is Anderson after the basket by Los Angeles. They grabbed their own miss. Johnson outside. Crawford, no one around him. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. And the foul called on Jamal Crawford. That's his first foul.
I mean, I like the call. I thought the defense was just there a little late.
Anderson the screen. And Mills kicks to Ginobili. And Mills atop the key.
Oof. Ugly second quarter for him, and now I think he's starting to really force the issue.
1:51 left to play here in the second quarter. Got a piece of it. And Mills with a clear path to the hoop. Finished off the break. 1:37 left in the first half of basketball. Crawford kicks to Rivers. Feeds it to Mba Amute. It's a nice passing here by Los Angeles. Fires the three. Crawford missing again. Spurs trail by 7. Kicks to Dedmon. Back to Mills. The pass to Ginobili. Anderson the screen. A floater, and it's denied. Now here's Rivers. 7 points in the game. Crawford kicks to Spates. Got a hand on it, and he recovers it. Lock at 6. Rivers passes to Johnson. Goes back up. And the shot no good, a bit short. Spurs shooting reasonably well, 45%. And here's Mills for 3. Traps in the tray. Mills has got 5 points now in the quarter.
This is some of what he does best. Mills can shoot from downtown.
And here's Rivers. He averages more than 12 points a game. That's some dependable production. Crawford outside. Dishes to Rivers. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. That one on Ginobili. The Clippers have made 7 free throws and missed 3 in this game. The free throw drops for Rivers. Rivers hits both of them. Ginobili outside. Lets it fly from 18. And the release was before the buzzer, but it's off target. So we've reached the end of the first half of play. Clippers lead by 6. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thank you, Kevin. Here with Greg Popovich. Pop, what do you think was the main issue during the first half?
We didn't make shots.
Thank you for that insightful analysis, Coach. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. 1 half completed. Let's break it down. A pretty close game for the Clippers throughout the first quarter. At the end of the period, they held a 4-point lead. And taking a look at the Clippers, Kenny, what did you see out there?
The differential is the free throw attempts. And that's one of the big stories in this game tonight. They were being so aggressive and so smart that all they could do on the defensive end was foul.
Shaq, let's get your thoughts on San Antonio.
They were undisciplined, turning it over way too much. Poor ball handling, lazy passing. These guys will have to be counting their lucky stars that this game has not gotten away from them.
And that wraps up halftime as the game is set to get back underway. Let's send it back to Kevin Harlan and crew. They are standing by courtside.
That's a great look at the glistening Staples Center on a typical bright sunny day here in Southern California. Welcome back to Los Angeles. We have a close ball game on our hands as we get set for the second half of basketball. You look at Blake Griffin in this game, he's been everywhere.
And the approach of that first half was an aggressive one. Take it to the teeth of the defense, put them on the heels, and you're either going to score or get to the line.
Yeah, every drive has been decisive, and defenders just not keeping up with them. They are having to foul him.
Spurs trail by 6. On the court right now for the Spurs. The defensive duo of Green and Leonard make up the perimeter. Dwayne Dedmon is out there with David Lee, and it's Parker in at the point guard. Now here's Leonard. Here's the floater. That shot no good. Great D that time from Jordan. Redick with it. Leonard picks him up. Here's Felton. And there's the rebound by Dedmon. Dedmon's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Parker outside. The feed to Leonard. Inside. Dedmon dishes to Lee. Lee, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
You know, we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
Second half just getting started, about a minute played. Rivers kicks to Griffin. There's a screen. Clock at 6. Los Angeles needs to get off a shot here. And a fast break now for the Spurs. Here's the floater. And he gets it to go as they call the foul. He's on his way to the line for one more.
Well, he's making it look effortless. You combine Leonard's athleticism with his skill set, and now that confidence. Nights like this are inevitable.
LaMarcus Aldridge is checked in for Lee. The Spurs have gone just 4 of 8 from the line tonight, hoping to move that free throw percentage up a bit. A free throw good from Kawhi Leonard. And when you think about it, speed, such a fundamental part of Parker's game. You wonder how well he'd age in the NBA.
Well, one season he almost led the league in points in the paint, and that's for a point guard. So those days are gone. He relies more on a deadly in-between game. He's the youngest of the Spurs' big three, but with his hamstring injury just 2 seasons ago, they look to manage those minutes a little bit more carefully.
Outside Felton. Outside Jordan. It's a nice passing here by Los Angeles. Jordan the screen, and Redick kicks to Rivers. 5 to shoot. Right wing. Shot from 16. Tried to bank it in, but he misses. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up. The Clippers have been shooting right around 75% at the line, 9 of 12 so far. That free throw missing. Good on the second free throw. Spurs trail by 4. Parker kicks to Aldridge. And Jordan sends it back. And now here's Rivers, the fast break opportunity. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. It's on Kawhi Leonard.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
The Clippers have made 10 of their 14 tries at the free throw line in the game. And he makes the first. And both free throws good for Redick.
And right there, you can see the time that's put in at the free throw strike.
Second half of play with just under 2.5 minutes gone. Parker kicks to Leonard. That one misses. Great D that time from Jordan.
A good board there, Kevin, but overall they're getting slightly out-rebounded.
Redick with the bucket.
His ball distribution tonight just as good as it gets.
And sometimes it's about your teammates moving to give you those opportunities. He's found holes in the defense.
Now here's Parker. He's a good contributor to his team, averaging about 10.5 points a game. Once again off the mark by San Antonio. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, we know Greg Popovich uses a lot of different tools to motivate his players. Sometimes it's the things he doesn't say that works best. Popovich said sometimes in timeouts, I'll say, I've got nothing for you. We just turned it over 6 times. Everybody's holding the ball. What do you want me to do? Figure it out. Now get up and walk away, because it's true. It's on them. Kevin?
Thanks, D.A. That accountability goes a long way.
Yeah, none too pleased with the play of his team. And you know what? They just need to get things sorted out.
Well, when your opponent keeps piling on like this, your only choice is to get together during a timeout and fix it.
We see a chart here for the shooting performance so far.
Well, you have to think that he is going to look to go to the rim a little more often going forward, because the 3 ball just hasn't been there. Sometimes it seems he's not getting his feet set or rushing his shooting motion, but either way, it just ain't falling.
Aldridge a screen. Here's Green. Stolen by Rivers. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the third quarter. He dishes it to Redick. 3-pointer. They get it again. Jordan. And it's in there. Jordan's got 7 points.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
Parker outside. Here's Leonard. Again, the miss by the Spurs.
Yeah, it's one of those quarters where you're just incredibly frustrated that you did not impact it the way you wanted to. So nothing going right now.
Now here's Rivers. This is the most they've led by, 13 points.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Leonard, the pass to Parker. To the paint. Here's Dedmon. They need this one, and that's 2 points on the layup.
Just dirty work on the offensive boards there. Rips it down and then tops it off with a strong putback.
Rivers with it. He's got 9. Redick inside the line and out of bounds as San Antonio gains possession. Well, folks, tonight a great rebounding game we're watching in progress. And now, with that in mind, let's take a look at the all-time record for rebounds in a single game. How about Wilt Chamberlain with 55 rebounds back on November 24th, 1960.
And guys, that's one of those records that always seemed to me impossible to break. I mean, in the modern era, nobody's even sniffed that 55 rebound mark. I mean, heck, a lot of teams don't get 55 rebounds in a game, and Wilt's owned it since 1960.
Spurs trail by 11. Parker dishes to Leonard. Back to Parker. Leonard against Redick, and there's the call on DeAndre Jordan. That's his 3rd foul of the game. Pierce is checked in for the Clippers. Spurs also with the sub. Berchin is checked in. Parker passes to Bertens, and he trims the lead to single digits.
Textbook. Nice pass. Great catch. Even better finish.
Here's the Clippers. They're on a 12-4 run right now. Outside, Felton. Pierce with a screen for Felton. Stripped it away. And J.J. Redick picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
I mean, I like the call. I thought the defense was just there a little late.
Los Angeles on D. Aldridge a screen. Outside, Green. To the inside. Bertens. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A three-point play chance here. And the Clippers making a switch here. Crawford's checked in. The Spurs have shot just above 55% of the line, going 5 of 9.
You've got to appreciate their ability to make free throws. 81% as a team.
Clippers leading by 6. Felton kicks to Pierce. Right side, Redick. Great use of the pick to create room for the jumper. Redick's got 11 in the second half. Spurs shooting a troubling 38% in the third. Not the finest work of this offense. Aldridge a screen. Parker dishes to Green. And it's good on the assist by Parker. Parker's got 5 assists in the game.
Boy, if you're going to just hand him this shot, you might as well put a bow on it. Green loves the catch and shoot.
Now, here's Felton. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Now the dish to Crawford. Here's the three. It doesn't go for him. And San Antonio will go the other way with it. And certainly LaMarcus Aldridge has the capability to be a go-to scorer. But, Brett, he takes a lot of mid-range contested jump shots. Those aren't historically really Spurs types of shots.
Well, it's been interesting, Kevin, because LaMarcus Aldridge is so good at the mid-range that it's made Popovich rethink some of his offensive calibration, and they've searched him out in the spots where he's best. I think his comfort level continues to rise inside of this offense, and he'll get more and more efficient.
And here is Parker after the three-pointer from Jamal Crawford. From the wing. No good off the back of the rim.
Yeah, so far he has not had his usual effort in this one, and it's really hurting the team.
Hey, who's watching though?
For three, Felton gets the three-pointer to fall. And now it's an 11-point Los Angeles lead.
Not a lot of talk going on defensively. That's a good shot for him.
San Antonio calls timeout. You look at J.J. Redick. What a contribution.
So there's a guy on offense knocking down shots that forces an entire team to get together and talk about what he's doing to them. That's some impressive play right there.
And Los Angeles with some changes. Mbaamute's checked in for Jordan. And Wesley Johnson has subbed for Raymond Felton. Then for the Spurs, Anderson, he's checked in for Leonard. Ginobili comes in for Daniel Green. And it's Mills in for Parker. Inside, Mbamute with the steal. Johnson kicks to Redick. The dish to Pierce. Soft touch off the glass. Pierce has got the lead up to 13 now for Los Angeles.
And from an offensive standpoint, they have just been stellar.
And no matter what adjustments the defense has made tonight, they've had an answer every time.
Now here is Aldridge. He's been putting up the points on a very steady basis, averaging around 17.5 points a game. Just 5 to shoot. And here's Mills for 3. Great D that time from Reddick.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Back to Crawford. Lets it go. Marcus Aldridge grabs the miss. Aldridge has got his 5th rebound in this one. Mills passes to Aldridge. In the corner, it's Ginobili. Aldridge a screen. Ginobili kicks to Mills. San Antonio again missing. Clippers leading by 13. Johnson dishes to Crawford. They set the pick. He feeds it to Reddick. Puts up a 3. The rebound by the Spurs. Anderson's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. To the paint. Trying to find Mills. Gets it to him. Pass to Ginobili. Will it go? The Spurs rebound. Johnson with the block. In the corner, it's Crawford. Connects from 3-point range. Crawford's got 6 points in the quarter.
That gives him his 2nd 3 of the half with 3 total for the game.
Ginobili outside. Aldridge kicks to Mills. Down low, here's Anderson, and he's on the money with his first shot today. Anderson's got his first bucket of the night.
Largely a shoot-first guy, but Mills does have solid court vision and passing ability, which you saw right there.
Outside, Reddick. Pierce with a screen for Reddick. That will fall for his 7th bucket, 7 for 15 in this game.
Man, he is scoring in so many ways right now. The versatility on the offensive end really helping out his squad.
Pass to Bertens. 1:15 left in the 3rd quarter of the game. Anderson a screen on Pierce. Here's Ginobili, 18 feet away, and he knocks it down. Ginobili's got 13. And 1:01 left in the 3rd. And Reddick kicks to Crawford. Pass to Mbamute. Back to Crawford. From deep. And again, it's the Clippers from deep.
Yeah, they're relying on their 3-point shooting and getting pretty good results.
Anderson outside. There's 37 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Got a piece of it. It's stolen by Johnson. And Reddick kicks to Pierce. No good off the front iron. Spurs trail by 17. Feeds to Anderson. He kicks to Aldridge. Mills in the corner. Aldridge, the pass to Mills. That 3 off the mark. Crawford. No good on the buzzer beater. And as we end the 3rd quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. Los Angeles on top as they end the 3rd quarter with a huge surge, an 18-7 run. We'll be back shortly live from Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles. A chance now to hear Greg Popovich talking to his team just moments ago.
But don't stop the aggressiveness. Here we go. You got shots, let them fly.
And that's the thing about Greg Popovich. As long as you're taking good shots, he doesn't want you to hesitate, doesn't want you to stop.
Well, and the offense is designed to create opportunities. So if you pass up the opportunity, you're kind of defeating the whole purpose of the exercise.
And we're getting underway here in the fourth quarter. The scoreboard tells the story in this matchup, but we'll see how much things change up here. The forwards are Baamute and Griffin. Crawford out there with Rivers, and it's Jordan in at the 5, roaming the paint. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Clippers.
That's what you want to work for, a high percentage look from deep.
Parker outside. Here's Leonard. From out on the wing, he knocks it down.
And sometimes it just doesn't matter how good the D is. Kawhi with the all-world ability to hit the jumper even when you got him blanketed.
Now here's Rivers. Crawford outside. San Antonio with the rebound. Aldridge has got rebound number 8 now on the night. Leonard kicks to Aldridge. Outside, Green. On the wing, Lee. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. Green's got 4 assists now tonight.
And now you can see the D having problems stopping the mid-range jumper, just not really closing out as much as they need to.
Now here's Griffin. Jordan dishes to Rivers. Back to Jordan. Parker with the steal. Now here's the fast break. Parker leading the way. Count that one.
Yeah, and even though he's a little older now, Parker still possesses exceptional speed. He really turns on the jets in transition for easy looks like that one.
Here's Jordan. Crawford passes to Griffin. Score the basket, his 5th of the game. He's missed 6 shots against those 5 makes. Spurs trail by 15. Parker kicks to Aldridge. And it's out of bounds to the Spurs as San Antonio retains possession. Raymond Felton, he's checked in for Jamal Crawford. Second minute off the clock now in the fourth.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Kicks it to Rivers. And the call will be against Tony Parker. That's his first foul. Here's Rivers. The pass to Griffin. Lee with the steal.
Awesome defense. Just outstanding effort to reach his big hands in there and just rip the ball away.
San Antonio calls timeout. Blake Griffin really making a difference here.
And they simply have no answer right now for what he's doing to them. He is making them pay.
Just under 2.5 minutes gone here in the final quarter. Now Parker. Dishes it to Leonard. Griffin grabs the board.
Well, the defense ready for him there in prevent mode, making sure that he didn't get a clean look at that layup.
And then Griffin with the dunk.
Just Mr. Reliable again here today, Kevin. I mean, they need his points, and he's producing.
Parker kicks to Aldridge. Back to Parker. Outside Leonard. Inside Aldridge.
And LaMarcus at 6'11" is capable of playing both the power forward spot and, as the league moves forward, the center position. He favors playing the 4, but that versatility was huge in the Spurs signing him and keeping him around, something every team would value.
The first one falls.
Second player taken in the 2006 NBA draft, Aldridge has been an all-star multiple times and one of the game's most prolific scorers over the past decade.
And so LaMarcus Aldridge nails them both.
And even though they're down, they are putting on a show at the free throw line.
Felton kicks to Jordan. Over to the wing. Rivers dishes to Griffin. The shot off that time. Good D by Lee. And when you talk about Aldridge at the 4 or at the 5, Brent, which position do you think he's best in?
Well, Kevin, seeing the league going smaller and smaller, he's more skilled, I think, than most centers at that 5 spot. He's got great foot speed, lateral movement's good, and he can stay in front of the smaller players, and that enables him to stay big against small ball lineups.
Here's Parker, following the basket by Blake Griffin. 4 on the shot clock. A baseline J, and they force the shot clock violation. Great D. And the Spurs making a change here. Dedmon's checked in. Clippers leading by 19 points. Rivers kicks to Felton. The feed to Griffin. It's Dedmon with the rebound. Dedmon's got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. Parker passes to Green. He dishes it to Dedmon. They set the screen. Stolen by Rivers. He feeds it to Jordan. The dish to Griffin. They double team Griffin. Here's Jordan. And that one drops for him. And the Clippers lead by 21. So it's the Spurs now. Moving on from this game, they're scheduled to take on the Lakers at the Staples Center. Parker dishes to Dedmon. And with the rise of advanced stats, the big movement in the league, we've seen a bit of a backlash from the traditionalists and the scouts. We saw it in baseball. We're seeing it in the NBA. They say you have to watch the game to understand it. You can't boil it down to just numbers. But I think what you've always said is they can all work hand in hand.
The numbers are interesting, Kevin, and obviously if there's some way that you can combine what it is that you see and backed up by the statistics, it'd be silly to think that you could get more information and that in some way you can't use it to your advantage.
And he makes both free throws. Clippers leading by 19 points. Now here's Rivers. Mbamute up top from past the arc. They get it back.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
Parker kicks to Dedmon. Leonard against Mbamute. Outside Leonard. Shot clock at 6. San Antonio again missing. Here is Mbamute, and it's good. Fought through contact, hits the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
Well, the defense does not appear to be playing together out there right now. Lots of bad reach-ins and not enough getting in front of the man to stop the penetration.
One shot, mind the lanes.
And that one misses. Well, it's something that we know goes on during play, but is rarely talked about. Brent, did you ever trash talk during a game or get trash talk too?
I heard many things. I pretended not to hear them, Kevin. And the only time that
I can see you start to laugh, though. when you heard stuff?
I did. I found more enjoyment out of it, even though it was something very personal. I still found enjoyment. And the only time that I would talk trash were the times that I got to play against my brother John, because I knew he couldn't handle it.
Yeah, and you knew his soft spots.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Brothers always do.
He has plenty.
J.J. Redick's checked in for Los Angeles. Spurs trail by 21. Outside, Green. Passes it to Leonard. Right side, Lee. Parker kicks to Dedmon. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. Dedmon's got 6 here in this quarter.
A nice pass in close quarters. Sometimes those can be tricky.
Felton with the ball. Now Green defending. Felton kicks to Griffin. Back to Felton. Pass to Griffin. And Griffin slams it in.
Oh, fantastic dunk. And he hangs around up there just for a little camera time.
Yeah, maybe he didn't want to land awkwardly. Who knows? But there he is, and we see it very clearly. Now here's Leonard. Pass to Dedmon. Parker outside. And here's Leonard from 3. The Clippers grab the miss.
Well, he had 1 3-pointer in the first half, but so far in the second, he's come up with goose eggs.
It's good. 27 points for Blake Griffin.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
Parker outside. Outside Leonard. Takes it from 10, and he hits the jump shot. Leonard's got 19 points.
High percentage look for Kawhi there. He's developed such good touch inside. That one's automatic.
Outside Felton. Feeds it to Rivers. Redick inside the line. That shot misses. And the Spurs going the other way now. And here's Leonard. And a hot button topic in the NBA right now, intentional fouling. Brent, we've talked a little bit about it. What should the league do to take steps to cut down on the hack of player strategies that seem to be more in vogue now than ever before?
Of course, we always say just go up and make your free throws, big guys. But I think strategically there could be something done with the league, Kevin, that can make that rule very, very interesting. I've always thought that if the player as a center or whoever it is you're going to foul stays in the backcourt and never enters the possession, he can't be fouled. When he enters the front court, then you can foul him and put it at the free throw line. So what you're doing essentially, taking a poor free throw shooter and having to play 4-on-5 for a possession if you're willing to keep him on the floor. And from a strategy standpoint, I think it would make it very interesting.
The first one falls. LaMarcus Aldridge, he's checked in for San Antonio. He makes 1 of 2 that time. San Antonio's gone 0 of 3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. Parker outside. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Outside Leonard. He kicks to Aldridge. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. 8 points for LaMarcus Aldridge.
That's where Aldridge burns defenses repeatedly. His mid-range game is so advanced and so polished, evidenced by that shot there.
Lets it go from deep. And it's J.J. Redick with a 3.
And after a first half in which their offense shot under 40%, they've got the lead, and they should count themselves to be lucky.
Now here's Parker. Aldridge kicks to Leonard. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back. Leonard's got 10 points in just the second half. Clippers leading by 20. Rivers with it. Griffin a screen on Leonard. Here's Rivers. Count the basket. And that's a double-double for him now. 11 points and 11 assists. For San Antonio, they've gone 8 of 14 from the floor here in the fourth quarter. San Antonio calls timeout. Aldridge a screen. Green kicks to Parker. To the paint, stolen by Rivers. And now here's Rivers, the fast break opportunity. And that one, good.
How's that for a quick possession?
He did not hesitate one bit. Great explosion.
Parker drives in, misses off the right iron.
That's just terrific court awareness there. The defense knew it was coming and just totally suffocated him.
Rivers kicks to Jordan. Back to Rivers. Now, when some things go wrong, Brent, with the team, you often hear about a players-only meeting. I'm sure you've been through a couple of those. What exactly goes on in those meetings?
It's always interesting the location of some of those meetings,
really?
Kevin. I can tell you, yeah, depending on if you're at home or if you're on the road, you're going to cram 14 7-footers into room 605 and have a discussion and a heart-to-heart talk about where your season is headed. But it's interesting to hear sometimes who speaks up in those meetings. Everybody's looking towards the star player, the guy that carries the most load, but sometimes the most impressive voice and the one that has the most impact can come from some strange places, some interesting places and with interesting perspective.
Is it only relegated to bad teams, or have you been on good teams that have had players-only meetings?
I've had both, Kevin, and it's interesting when teams are having some success and call a players-only meeting how much you get down to the details of what your season represents. If it's a bad team, we're talking about, reestablishing the entire civilization of what's going on around you. But on a really good team, it could be about something very, very specific to your offense, to your defense, or your approach to the games that you want to just clear up because there are greater things at stake.
LA's gotten just 1 of 4 3-pointers to go down for them here in the fourth.
And guys, what we saw here tonight is one side having everything going for them. Huge margin of victory for the Clippers.
Their superior ball handling won it for them.
And fewer turnovers equals greater scoring opportunities. Any coach will tell you that. If you take care of the ball every possession, and this is a perfect example of what happens when you do.
And this will make it 36 wins on the year for them.
And this will be their 3rd win in 3 tries against these guys. They match up so well. And maybe it goes without saying, but they had no answer for Griffin. Just an outpouring of points from him. Nobody could do much to keep him from dropping it in.
And he knocks down the first one. That's also good, so he hits both free throws. There's 25 seconds left in the fourth. And guys, they can just sit on the ball here if they want to.
They have earned this win.
Anderson passes to Spates. Pierce with a screen for Spates. Off on the layup.
And I bet you'll never see too many guys who can put forth an effort on the boards like this one.
Yeah, just scanning the box score and looking at the rebound total tonight, I don't believe it. Shows the absolute passion he has for that part of the game.
So the Clippers winning this one easily. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate just what a clinical performance they put on.
I know their fans appreciated it, and we saw at times just stretches of excellent defense, potency from an offensive standpoint as well. They were pretty much dominant.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks a lot, Paul. Was defense the difference tonight?
Yeah, I really thought we took control with the defense. We moved the ball, we kept our turnovers down, and we were able to keep the lead and win the game going away.
A big win for you guys, Paul. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Brent Barry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. And now to our good friend Ernie Johnson, who is standing by in the studio.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Thanks, Kevin. Now we have the opportunity to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Blake Griffin. He took control in the final period. In fact, his ability to generate major points down the stretch, nothing short of magnificent. Kenny, your thoughts?
His whole game tonight operating on another level, Ernie. And he wasn't just allowed to do whatever he wanted to do. He earned it. That's where the pride kicked in.
Boom, boom, boom. That's right, Ernie. Instruments. This guy was instrumental tonight in making sure they avoided a second straight loss. They needed somebody to step up tonight, and he was their guy.
That's going to do it for our broadcast tonight. We certainly hope you've enjoyed the show, don't we, guys?
It was great.
Yeah. Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, and for Kevin Harlan and the entire 2K Sports crew, all 653,000 of them.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Hard-working.
A lot of people.
Yeah. It's a long line at the buffet, though.
Yeah. Shout out to the T-Pose, man.
Oh,
I don't know his name, but I know his face.
I'm Ernie Johnson. See you next time.